Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of 50 Shades of Over 50. And I have as today's guest a friend of mine, Melissa Neill.
Hi,
Yay!
Kwavi. Thank you very much for having me on.
You are welcome. So, first question, which my viewers all know, is how old are you? That's the first question I always ask my guests. How old are
I'm
you?
55 years old and I'm very proud of it.
Yay! Great. That's good to hear. So, tell us a little bit about you, how you got started with all of the things that you're doing, just a little snippet of that. Let's hear it.
Well, believe it or not, the catalyst for how I came to be here at the moment, because, I'm really into kind of fitness and health for women over 40, because I actually went through a divorce and my
Mm.
life completely changed. And, this happens a lot to women at this stage in life, doesn't it? They go
Yes, it
through
does.
either a marriage or relationship breakdown. And then what happens is you kind of do a lot of soul searching and thinking about what you want in life. It did actually come from a place of negativity as well, because it was quite a tricky marriage breakdown. There was kind of a lot of infidelity. And so I was kind of really conscious about my body shape and
Mm.
not looking good, not looking attractive. And so, what I wanted to do initially, because I was suffering from depression,
Mm.
so it wasn't so much about my looks to start off with, is I started getting into fitness because I just wanted to get out of this fog. I was just kind of in this fog of being really tearful, depressed,
Mm.
and really struggling to actually go anywhere. I mean, I started CrossFit
Mm.
originally, and
Mm.
I remember going to the CrossFit box, because they're called boxes, aren't they?
Yeah.
Waiting outside and being in floods of tears.
Oh.
And and it was just really difficult. But once I started the class, because I was focusing on learning those skills, because a lot of those were kind of new skills for me. So I learned a pistol squat, I learned a pull up, they even got me doing handstands, all sorts of things.
Wow.
It really built my confidence. Getting into
Wow.
that kind of physical strength really built my
Yeah.
confidence. Although I'd had done strength training in my mid 30s before, I kind of let it drop, and I actually had
Mm.
experienced a lot of musculoskeletal pain as
Mm.
well, which really knocked my confidence. So when my marriage broke down, I kind of didn't feel confident in doing fitness. And it was really funny
Mm.
because someone on the school run sort of said, "Oh, I do this. What do you think?" And I thought, wow, she looks great. I'm going to go along. And it was a really supportive environment, because I
Wow.
tended to go to the morning classes where it was only women. And there were quite a
Yes.
few women my age as well. Funny, because it does appeal to women my age, which is, you think, well, it might be for youngsters, but in this particular group, it wasn't like that at all. And
Nice.
so what happened? I did that for 2 years. I actually had to stop, I'll be honest with
Mm.
you, because it was causing, I was already seeing like a physiotherapist,
Hmm.
specialist massage
Yes.
therapist, who was helping me through my musculoskeletal,
Yeah.
who'd advised me to take up strength training anyway. But
Yes.
he said, because of the pace of CrossFit and it's in a competitive
Oh,
environment,
okay.
it was actually doing me a lot of harm. And
Oh,
that's what really
wow.
can find, that it's, so he said, just switch over purely to strength training. And that's
Hmm.
when I started taking more of an interest in my appearance. I thought, I
Mm.
want to sculpt my body, I want to look
Wow.
like the women in Muscle Fitness Hers. That's what I wanted, which
Yes.
was really quite ambitious, really, for somebody my age, because I kind of started in my late 40s, quite
Yes.
ambitious. And I didn't really stop until I got there. That was
Yes.
really it. But the whole catalyst was divorce, and I just kind of did it as an opportunity. I've completely overhauled my life, because it's fair to say I earn a living from
Yes.
fitness now.
Yes.
I left my job a couple of years ago now,
Wow.
and I completely took stock of everything, and made a conscious decision to kind of do things that were going to make me happy.
Yes.
And I'm very much a believer in the power of positive thinking.
Oh, yes.
bad situation into a good situation, and everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason.
Wow.
And so I just had this kind of real positive mindset. I kind of drew at this vision board of all the things I wanted to
Oh
do
yeah,
in
love
life. I
vision
started
boards.
going out to music festivals in Croatia, which is where I met my partner. You
Nice.
know, I've been with my partner for 3.5 years now. And
Wow.
so my life, but pretty much since I've hit my 50s, it's been wonderful. I'm probably in the best stage that I have been in my entire life
Wow. Wow.
in terms of my happiness and how I feel about
Oh,
myself.
love it. So tell me though, so what were you doing before for work?
So I was in public relations
Interesting.
probably for about 28
Okay.
years, and
Wow.
kind of getting a bit tired of it, because the thing about it is now, Kwavi, it's very similar what I do now, because I'm
Mhm.
very active on social
Yes.
media. I've got a
Yes.
YouTube channel, and I'm communicating with people all the
Mm.
time, which is what I was doing in my job, was
Yeah.
basically communicating with
Yeah.
people either in writing or digitally.
Yeah.
That's becoming much more of the norm, or
Yeah.
maybe in broadcast I was communicating. But of course, when you're working for somebody, you're stifled. I felt very much like a square peg in a round hole. Well, that's how I feel
Mm.
now. Now that I know what is possible when you kind of branch out on your own and you run
Yes.
your own business, I sort of thought, well, I wasn't allowed to do anything. So all your creativity, all these ideas you have, is just stifled. And I don't think I reached my full potential. And it really strikes me now that it's never too late to make the change and reach your full potential,
Love
and
that.
get to that you know high achieving. Not, I don't mean just high achieving, I don't mean in a business sense or financially, although that as well, but high achieving in terms of happiness.
Yeah. I love that. And I love what you said about it's never too late. I tell my clients that all the time. It is never too late. You're not too old. Just go for it. Now, I always tell them, I don't know what the outcome is going to be like, but you're going to become a different person in the process. And for that, it's worth it. It's always worth it just for that, because you have to go through
Absolutely.
different obstacles. Because I'm sure even for you, you redefined who you were as a person, really, and then became this person who was now, it was like fitness was now your life. And I know you even do competition. So all of that, it's like, and you're doing this later on in life. So, I mean, I think that's just so inspiring and motivating for women that are listening, because you might be listening thinking, oh, she can do that. Listen, if she can do it, you can. Seriously, this is not exclusive to certain people. These opportunities that we're talking about, the possibilities are endless. And I think when you hit 50 and over, I think this is a great time. Think about all the experience and wisdom that you've gained up until this point. Listen, you can use it in so many different ways. Even though society wants to kind of push you aside, you don't have to buy into that story if you don't want to.
Absolutely. And it's a really good time, because often you've got a bit more confidence. You can start to let go of what other people think a bit more, which probably plays on your mind when you're younger. And you've got the benefit of experience, and you're perhaps not so angry, not so reactive to things. You can sort of take things at your own pace.
Yes.
And there's so many benefits, isn't there, to doing
Oh,
this
yeah.
at a later stage in life. Kind of setting your own terms. And it can be a bit frightening, because you
Yes.
may
Yes.
think, I know maybe if people are in corporate jobs, which is what I was, and people are often like almost a slave, aren't they, to the corporate jobs. I've been reading some stuff this morning about the impact that stress plays on your health, and I
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about it in terms of weight loss, but of course in your health overall. And so working really, really hard is actually quite bad for you. So it's really, if you've got that corporate job and you're kind of working all the hours, with this time in life, when you're going through menopause, you might be perimenopause, going through menopause,
Mm-hmm.
really not the time to be working like a slave for somebody else, to sort
Mhm.
of benefit from that. And so it is, people do worry about the financial side of things, but it's surprising what you can do when you put your mind to it, if you
That's
really
it
want
right
it
there.
enough.
That's it. It's like, I want all of you listening to really open your mind to the possibilities. The possibilities are endless. And when you decide to get creative and think outside of the norm, you be amazed at the opportunities available to you out there. So I really
Yeah.
want you to consider that for sure.
And then you sort of think about your passion. So I
Yes.
know I started a business and it was a PR business when I was still in my marriage. And
Mhm.
what it was is I was too afraid to actually think about what's my passion, and so what would I
Mm.
like to go and sort of develop and eventually maybe build a business or work in. I just sort of thought, well, what am I good at and what will people pay for? But
Mm.
this time round, I thought about it completely differently, and I thought, well, what's my passion and
Yes.
how can I teach people about it, which is kind of fitness and weight loss for women over
Yeah.
40. And I just strongly believed that there wasn't enough information for women. And so, what my goal is to bring that message to all women over
Yes.
40, to bring that message and that vision. Actually, it is possible to change your body shape, it's possible to lose
Yes.
weight. And that was my vision. It wasn't, and you know, people don't have to buy anything from me to be able to, you know, actually find out. So I got a YouTube channel, for example,
Yes.
absolutely free, and they
Yeah.
can, you know, watch all the content, like the workouts, how to eat. You know, there's even a guide on there on kind of how to eat. So my vision is
Nice.
it's bringing that whole message out to every woman over 40, that you can actually take control of your body, because it feels a
Yes.
little bit out of control. You've got this belly fat and you're thinking, oh my gosh, goodness, what can I do about it? And you know, there are steps you can take to manage it and actually get,
Yes.
if you want to, get in the best physical
Right.
shape of your life. If you want
Yes.
to, if you want it enough, you can do it, and you can be the fittest and healthiest you've ever been. And you know, I've seen people do it at this stage in life. There's
Yeah.
nothing to hold you back in learning, just like learning a new skill, learning a new strength skill.
Yeah.
You know, I learned a lot of my strength skills in my 50s. I couldn't do
Right.
unassisted dips on a parallel bar until I was 52
Look
years
at that.
old.
Wow.
But I never gave up the idea of doing it. I just thought, I'm going to do that one day. And I was saying, the pull-ups, I couldn't do unassisted pull-ups until I was 49. I never gave
Wow.
up on the idea of doing it. It doesn't matter. It's about mindset,
Yeah.
Kwavi.
Oh, it sure is. It sure is.
Physical strength is about mindset. 'Cause people say to me, oh, you know, I haven't got the upper body strength. Well, neither did I. I didn't have the upper body strength,
Exactly.
but you can develop it. And it's like, if you're learning a skill, any kind of skill,
Yes.
no matter whether it's a physical skill or it's a mental skill. I have to learn loads of stuff to do with
Yeah.
IT and technology
Right.
and online. Now, some people will say, well, gosh, are women over 50 starting an online business? That's crazy. She's not going to be able to do that. But you just do, don't you? You
You
pick
do
it up,
it. And
learn
you know
it,
that, but you
and
know
there's
one
a
thing?
whole world of resources that can teach you to do anything. If you look, particularly
Exactly.
on YouTube, you can learn how
That's
to do
right. You can learn
anything.
everything. Yeah. You can learn anything from YouTube. But you brought up a good point. It's like people will say things, oh, you can't do that because you're over 50. But the strangest thing is, we're doing amazing things for other people in our lives, you know, at this age. Like, we're doing things for our friends, for our parents, for our kids. We're still doing a lot of amazing things. But I want us to switch that around and start to do amazing things for ourselves. It's like we kind of stop and say, well, I can't really do that. I'm like, really? I know if your child wanted you to do something that you thought was virtually impossible, you figure out a way to do it. We do that for people in our lives, the people that we love. And so I wanted to start to do that for ourselves and give ourselves permission to do that. It's almost like, oh, no, I can't do that for me. Like, why not? And if not now, when? So tell me this though. I know you talked about having a lot of information that people can learn from online for free. Now, what about people that want a bit more? Like how do you work with them? How
Yeah,
does that
so
work?
I run kind of online programs for women over 40, and it's very specific to women over
Mm,
40 because
nice.
what I found when I was trying to sort of transform my own body is there wasn't anything that was designed for me, for my age group. So
Mm,
that's what I'm really passionate about. And
yeah.
so, I have kind of fitness and online programs, ranging from kind of beginners, strength training programs. I actually have customized meal plan programs because
Nice.
we do need to be eating a little bit differently when we
Yes,
in
I've
our
learned
young.
that.
So it's good to kind of take your protein high. Now, this is a bit controversial, but I would say cut out the processed foods because it's very disruptive to our hormones.
Okay, so can I say, okay, so you said that's controversial. What's controversial about it though? Because it's processed
Because a
food.
lot of weight loss people will say, oh, it doesn't matter what you eat as long as you're in a calorie deficit. And I
Oh,
think
okay.
that's
I
really
I
true
disagree with that too.
for young
Mm-mm.
people, but for women at this stage in life, well, no, I don't think it's true for young people because if you eat too much processed food and junk, it's actually
Yeah,
quite
you
bad
see
for
it.
you,
Yeah.
bad for your skin and that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
it's particularly problematic for women
Yes.
over 50 at this stage in life around menopause because what can happen is it disrupts your hormones.
Oh my
So
goodness. Yeah.
my products and programs are all about supporting women through hormone balance, also not doing
Yes.
too much because you can exercise too much so you've got no energy and then you're just drained.
Yeah.
So you've got to have a certain amount of rest time in.
Yeah.
And of course, what everyone knows me for, which is lots of strength training
Yes.
and not too much cardio, because actually the instinct that you'll have, and I had this,
Mhm.
was if you've got fat to lose, let's do lots of cardio because that's going to burn fat. But actually what happens is our metabolisms change. So if we put on a bit of
Yes.
muscle, our bodies are going to burn fat more easily and we're going to build our metabolism. So all my programs
Yes.
are around strength training. And for some people that might be resistance bands at home, so I got
Mhm.
that sort of level. And for
Yes.
other people it's getting into the gym and lifting a bit of iron, but all
Yes.
my workout programs can be done at home. I have some workout programs that can be
In the
done at the
gym.
gym, and then sometimes they're a combination where you can
Yeah.
choose whether you work out at home and work
Mm.
out at the gym. So, and then sort of my big passion that I wanted to kind of bring out, so I started online programs
Yes.
a couple of years ago really now, and then this January I actually brought out, I think it's the first app designed for women over 40, women over 50, which is it's an app. There's a free 7-day plan, or there's like a
Mm.
membership program you can
Mhm.
join on the app, which has a lot of the stuff that I talk about. So it's not just fitness and weight loss, it's
Mhm.
actually motivation. So
Oh,
there's a
good.
weekly live call with me. Then there's loads of stuff about balancing your hormones.
Mm.
In the app, what I'm doing is teaching you to balance your hormones, and that's going to be better for your health, and better for weight loss, because a lot of the
Yes.
reason women struggle with weight loss isn't actually about their diet and exercise. It's because they might have high levels of stress and not getting enough sleep.
Yeah. Very
Those are
true.
just as important. So that's what I build into my programs, which is
Nice.
probably a little bit different when you think about the big corporate weight loss and fitness programs that
Programs.
you
Yeah.
can buy. They don't really cater for that, thinking about how you're going to balance your hormones and reducing stress levels, which is all the stuff you talk about. It's kind of living
Yeah.
life on your own terms,
Yeah.
putting
Oh yeah.
yourself first. I'm a
Oh yeah.
really strong believer in that. So
Yeah.
put yourself first, because the thing is, everyone around you is going to benefit from that. If you're putting
Yes.
your own health first, now I'm talking about your mental health as well as your physical health.
Mm.
Everyone's going to benefit from that because you're going to have longevity.
Yes.
You're going to live a longer, fuller life and
Yeah.
be healthy and
Oh
active.
yeah.
and your loved ones are actually going to benefit from that. So
Of
it's not
course.
being selfish at all if you focus on your health.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Yeah. It's not selfish. And I love what you said about when you show up and you do these things for yourself by placing a priority on your health and well-being, the people around you benefit from that. They don't benefit from you feeling tired and depressed and exhausted every day. They don't. It doesn't help anyone. And you're also setting a great example for your loved ones too when you place a priority on your health and well-being. And so I really want all of you listening to this to really think about, where are you on your journey with your health and wellness? Like, where are you? And if you want to make changes, please seek out Melissa. She does this all day, every day. This is her thing. And, she's on TikTok, she's on YouTube, she's on Instagram. And even if you can't, you know, take a program, she has a lot of free information that is available to you that you can start to do now to take steps to improve your health and wellness. I think all of us need to think about, where do we want to be in the next few years? See, technology has changed. The world has changed, where a lot of us are going to be living into our, 80s and 90s. And so the decisions that you make today are what going to allow you to live that kind of lifestyle that you want. So what are the decisions you're making? Have you really thought about that? Because what people like myself and Melissa are doing, we're living our lives now because we want to enjoy the future. This is what we're doing. We're planning ahead. And listen, it's not available to just us. It's available to anyone who has made the decision to decide, you know what, I'm going to live a life that's going to benefit me today by making decisions, whether it's your health and wellness, the food, your lifestyle, because they all play a role. Like making the decision that this is important for me. And I'm telling you, it changes everything when you make those decisions. Don't allow life to kind of just pass you by, because we live in a world where you're going to see messaging that kind of downplays women in their 50s and over. They kind of, they almost
Yeah,
subtly say, you don't really matter. You don't need to do that. Why are you wearing that? Why? I mean, constantly. And sometimes we start to buy into that, but I'm letting you know, you don't have to. You get to decide. You have full authority on deciding what you think, what you wear, what you want to do. And I just want you all to really pay attention to that, because it's so easy to fall into that mindset of, I'm over 50, I really don't matter. Because you really, really do. You matter. You do.
absolutely.
So tell me about menopause. I know you're doing HRT right now. How's that going?
Wow, fantastic, actually.
Yes.
Yes, now again, this is a bit of a controversial topic, because I know some people are very much the sort of they want to do things the natural route. But I do sort of collaborate actually with a naturopath doctor quite a bit, and she said to me actually that your lifestyle is so good. So I was suffering quite badly from menopause symptoms, night sweats, anxiety, sleepless nights,
Mm,
partly to do with the night sweats,
yes.
and just feeling really, really out of sorts and extreme fatigue. So I just came
Mm,
off a bikini show last year, and I thought, well, I'm just feeling tired and off because of this
mm.
show. But it kind of went on for weeks after, and I was
Oh,
getting these night sweats. And, my lifestyle is pretty healthy. For most
yes.
women going through menopause, if they're the first things they should look at if they're having symptoms is their diet and
For
their
sure.
exercise. But that was all on point, and I was still getting all this. So in the end, I went to my doctor, and she very kindly prescribed me with hormone replacement therapy. So I've got
Yes.
estrogen patches and
Yes.
progesterone patches. To be honest, I haven't looked back. I wish that I'd
Nice.
started it a long time
Love it.
before. I'm feeling a lot better. And the thing that I do, Kwavi, is I talk very openly about this. I've
Yeah.
done videos of me sticking my patch on and talking about, parading around with my patch and stuff. Because I think it's really important, whether you want to take HRT or not, that we have an open and honest conversation about
Conversation. For
menopause.
true. For
Because
sure.
when my mother was my age, that wasn't happening. And we've got
No,
an
they weren't
opportunity
talking.
now. And, we're starting to, I know when I was in the workplace, people were starting to talk about it. because, you know, many women get extreme fatigue. They might need to
Yes.
kind of take some time out, you
Yeah.
know, really, really
Yeah.
struggling with menopause symptoms. And so, you know, I know in the UK here, they're starting to actually put some laws
Laws
in
in place. I know. That's great.
to allow women to have free
I saw that.
prescriptions, for example, that kind of thing. So it's like we're having this conversation, we're talking about it openly, and I want to be part of this conversation. You don't have to like what I'm doing, but if I tell people I'm doing this, I think it's really helpful, and they know, you know, what my personal experience of it is. And, you know, I get some really positive comments, because it's
Yes.
about just having that open, honest discussion
Yeah.
and saying, actually, you know, I don't feel great. These hormones, this change in my hormones is really having an impact on my life, my quality of life. I don't feel great. And let's talk about it, you know. And
Yeah.
often for women, if we talk about it, even if we can't do anything about it, if we can talk about it, it makes things a lot better,
I
doesn't it?
agree. I agree with you. And just having an open, honest conversation, I think is important. Some people might not want it. That's fine. But there are some people that do. And some people who are trying to make that decision. And when they see you talking openly about it, that helps them make an informed decision. So I'm all about being very open and transparent so others can learn. That's great. The other thing we want to talk about, you have like a book coming out soon. Is that true? What's going on with
Yeah,
that?
so it's part of my thing of trying to actually, my vision of trying to reach as many women as possible
Yes.
over the age of 40. So a book is a very affordable way for people to kind of actually find out how they need to approach things when it comes to getting in shape when you're over
Mm,
40, over 50, and around menopause. So I've written a whole book that's kind of covering hormones, everything, you know, how to eat. There's like
love
recipes
it.
in there, and then how to work out, some kind of training schedules and examples of workouts and everything else. And it's just helpful for women if it's kind of
Wow.
all in one place in a book. To be quite honest, you can find a lot of this information on my YouTube channel, but sometimes it's quite hard to find. And some people, we're in this age group where we actually like to have a book, don't we? We love a book to read, to get all the information we
Yeah.
need. And that just
Yeah.
means that my method of weight loss is just really accessible for anyone then.
Yes. Love it. So love it. All right. So, Melissa, before we go, can you share with our viewers some parting words that can inspire and motivate them?
Well, do you know what? Weight loss and fat loss, whatever you want to call it, or getting in shape, transformation is 90% about mindset. And the thing that you've got to work on, and you know, you heard me at the start talking about how my mindset changed once I had this kind of thing of going through marriage breakdown and divorce. So it's actually working on your mindset, because having a positive mindset and kind of really embracing life at this stage in life, it's really going to help you get through it, because it's going to take time. Fat loss at this stage in life, it does take time. It's going to take longer than a younger woman. We're going to have to be much more precise about what we're eating, which can be quite frustrating. So people kind of say to me, oh, should I have cheat days and that kind of thing? And for most people, probably not,
Not.
because you're not
Mm-hmm.
going to succeed. So you're going to need to have a really strong mindset to stay consistent, and staying consistent over time will
Yeah.
mean that you get absolutely fantastic results. If you can do
Yes.
it for 6 weeks, then 12 weeks, then 6 months, then 12 months,
Yeah.
you're going to look in 12 months' time. If you're
Wow.
putting in place all my kind of strategies, you know, you're going to look absolutely amazing. And that
Yes.
means that requires the right sort of mindset.
Yep. Love it. Love, love, love it. So thank you so much, Melissa, for coming on and sharing your wealth of knowledge with our viewers. And so for those listening, thank you so much for coming. And if you've enjoyed this, I really invite you to consider joining my online community called Flourish for Women 50 and over, where we share information like this. And I'm going to put the link down below, or you can actually go to the website, www.kwavi, Kwavi underscore TV dot, slash flourish for more information. Thank you so much for everyone listening. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. And don't forget to subscribe and share. Bye. If you enjoyed listening to the show, you have to take a look at Flourish, my monthly online community for women in their 50s and beyond. We talk about the important issues affecting women in their 50s and over and provide tools and resources to help you live your best life. Join me by clicking the link Flourish Online Community in the About Me section below. I'd love to have you join me. See you there.